We have a saying around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no brains, no headache.
Well, hello, boys.
What's up? What's up?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
It's episode 208, No Brains, No Headache podcast. Let's get it on. I'm sitting here across from my confidant, longtime friend, fellow host. He's a comedian as well. Buddy, old pal, as I call him every once in a while. Okay. I call him Mongo. You can call him Matt Cleary. Always good to have him here. And I'm Jordan Weichel. I'm going to be your host today. Happy to be here. Damn glad to do it. And I don't just say those words as a signature tagline, okay? I am very happy to be here. Matt, we were laughing earlier about my attempt to spell, okay? I don't know how to spell, apparently.
You spelled?
But don't ruin it.
Okay.
Don't ruin it.
Actually, yeah, that would give away one of the topics pretty easily. Jordan, first week, I think, since we started this podcast, that I didn't have an ounce of booze for 1 week straight.
Whoa. Do we have problems if that's all we talk about pretty much is like when me and you hit certain milestones, we're all jacked up. For other people, they're like, that was just a normal week. I just had a normal week.
I worked 40 hours this week. Whoa!
Yeah, not a single job in this town.
It's standing underneath the Arby's for hire sign. Yeah, fall could hurry up, though.
See, you're one of those people. Did you see my tweet today?
Yeah, that's all.
I did. I saw they're like only X amount of weeks until fall, and it shows football and some trees turning colors, the leaves, and a nice cup of Joe steaming. I said no, screw that. We are in the dog days of summer, halfway through July in 2024. We're cruising right along. Happy to be here, though. Seriously.
I mean, I like all the seasons equally. They're like kids, except for I don't like summer as much as I like fall. I found out one of my favorite jokes, or when people say things, when they say asking for a friend when they're clearly asking for themselves.
Yeah, when you
you just have a gash in your head, be like, asking for a friend, but do you know where the nearest emergency room is?
See, I don't think I'm a very good poker player. Enjoy playing the game, but I don't think I'm a very good poker player. Also, I'm not a very good liar, so I think those two go hand in hand. You'll know pretty much immediately that I'm not asking for a friend if I ask you something that I'm embarrassed. That's the only reason you're doing it, right? You're embarrassed. You don't want them to know you're actually asking. What do you usually ask? Is it like dating advice or like, hey, I'm asking for a friend. It's like I have a huge lump on my penis right now.
Yes, I was going to say my dick feels like it's going to fall off asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend. It burns when I pee. I'm asking for a friend.
I don't think I've legitimately asked for a friend in my entire life.
But also with the internet, what can't you Google?
Unless it's like asking for a friend.
So it's got to be dating advice.
What do you have in your fridge right now?
But that's not a question that you're embarrassed to ask.
Depends on if I want to eat your leftover spaghetti or not.
I mean, I can't pass by a fridge without at least opening it.
I'll even
seeing what's going on.
I will
inside.
know that there's nothing in that fridge, and I'll still just be like,
Oh, you should see me. I've been trying to keep the snacking on a minimum, okay? And we're going to go down the food train because that's what we do pretty much weekly here on No Brains, No Headache real quick. But you gave me a hunk of cheese the other day. And I don't want to do any free ads, but it was covered in wax. And I've never had this cheese before, to be honest with you.
It's good cheese.
Oh, my goodness. So I went and bought some very expensive. I
just get it at like Costco, Sam's Club.
It's like $1 a puck.
Yeah. I feel. A puck of cheese.
Yeah.
It's like a mini cheese wheel, though. It
reminds me of college
fancy.
when we made a hash puck. Anyway, so I bought some more of that cheese, and it's fun. Taking the wax off, it's kind of a little bit of a game.
Crumpling it into a ball.
Yeah, I was eating in the car, so I just kind of threw my garbage just in the center console part. And it's hot out right now. We're burning alive. And I'm like, I better not leave that wax in there. Anyway, how did we get on this? It was delicious, though. Something about me playing poker.
Yeah, bad at poker, and then you...
Now I ate cheese. We are just off to a hot start here. Episode 208. We're 5 minutes in, already confused.
Yeah,
we have already covered 3 different topics. No, I kind of... where were we going? We need to find it. Asking for a friend.
I didn't drink last week.
Okay, but asking for a friend, it's got to be dating advice.
Asking for a friend, I ate so many mini pucks of cheese that I have diarrhea.
Yeah, I don't really... We're going to have to go back to the tape to figure this one out.
That one's tough. But that cheese is so good.
It is. There's something about it. It just tastes so nice. But yeah, I can't pass by a fridge without snacking. So you'd be surprised how many times I do a little late night munchie, and you don't think there's anything in that fridge. At first glance, you're like, there's no food in there. And I come up, I'll whip something up if I have to.
I thought of a skit idea, like going through, you're like looking at a house as a realtor and someone looking into a house, and you like come around the corner and you're just eating a sandwich. The realtor's like, did you take that out of the fridge?
Like you're touring a home where people are currently living.
And you're just eating their food. Like you come around the next corner and you got like a bag of Doritos.
You're just like in the bathtub with bubbles.
Spill a can of orange soda and just like mop it up with your foot.
Move a rug over it. I could do it.
I've heard horror stories of like people go look at a house and someone leaves their cat in there, and the person that came and looked at their house stole the cat.
Why would you steal a cat?
I don't know. Most people that have cats don't even want them.
Yeah, that is pretty wild. Is it true, like in the movie I Love You, Man, you know, he's got the food spread out? Do they do food spreads out? How does that work?
Unless it's a super nice house, you're not going to get anything other than like cookies.
I mean, I'll still take cookies.
It's usually cookies and coffee.
Do you think that the local agents would start to get a little concerned or upset if I just popped into all these open houses for cookies?
I think if you went to the same agent like over and over again, like, or like someone that you knew, like, Jordan, you said straight up you're never buying a house. And
yeah, like, I think that actually is a direct quote from me on the podcast.
Like multiple times.
I don't know. It's going to be a while until I purchase real estate. That's what I see in my future is not a whole lot of real estate transactions, which is funny. I'm in the biz. Episode 208. Dog days of summer, though. Seriously. Having a good time. Overheating.
Yep.
Overheating is a serious concern. I really did myself dirty the other day. Had several alcoholic beverages. And then wore a black shirt.
Yep.
Ooh, that was a tough drive.
When I have a lot to drink and it's really hot out, for whatever reason, the next day, my legs feel like I just ran like a mile.
See, I decided...
See, for most people, a mile wouldn't seem like that far of a distance, but for me, running a mile is like a half marathon.
I'm getting more and more comfortable with just being myself in general, and I know that may come as a shocking statement, but you know, sometimes you put yourself in the limelight, you don't know what to think. But I've just really been working on not giving a shit, and you can tell with my wardrobe choices. I'm going for practicality and comfort over style. What about you? Where are you at?
Jordan, I'm wearing a shirt that has a white tiger on it.
That is true. But like, you know, I went to a little concert action, and that's as much as we're going to say about the concert, but dressing up for it, I'm like, I ain't wearing no cowboy boots. First of all, I'm not even a cowboy. Cowboy Gordon, he's on vacation right now. He's hanging out. He'll come back one of these days. Not today, though. So I just wore the old walking shoes.
Yeah. Were they your lesbian ones?
And my feet. No, these are the ones I wore, man. That's why I plopped them up.
Oh, the hakas?
Yeah. Are these lesbian?
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
the lesbian hiking shoes that you wear sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, You can't knock a good pair of Viking shoes, you know.
Suddenly I'm the bad guy.
So yeah, I chose comfort over style, you could say. So that was probably the one smart decision I made. But yeah, it is hot out there. Let's get into it. Episode 208.
I tried this one chilling that set my mouth on fire, and I had to drink a 2-liter of Mountain Dew.
So the two biggest soccer tournaments outside of the World Cup ended.
Yeah, can you teach me about this? I keep hearing stuff. I have no idea what's going on.
So Copa America is North and South America.
Okay.
And then Euros is every European country.
Okay.
And the World Cup happens every 4 years, and the in-between is
because the World Cup was in 22 in Qatar.
Yeah.
And in 26, it's going to be in
U.S., Canada, and Mexico.
Oh, they're just doing like a three-way thingy with jig? Having a little threesome, right on.
But soccer fans are absolutely lunatics. Like, across the board. Like, you're not just being like, oh, Euros was nuts. Oh, Copa America was insane. They're both insane on two different levels.
Well, isn't that where the nomenclature... Wait, or is it hooligan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Green Street Hooligans. That's essentially what you had for Copa America. There was, I think it was in Amsterdam, there was 2 bars across the street, and there was Netherlands fans, home field, and a bar of England fans. And what had transposed is they basically met in the middle of the street with whatever they could grab from the bar, using it as weapons.
So this is like Gangs of New York.
It's like
meets Anchorman meets Bend It Like Beckham.
I was gonna say West Side Story, but that would have been pretty gay.
Dude, West Side Story is great.
I remember
Sharks
watching
and the Jets.
Yeah, watching it in like 3rd grade music class, and it's like, did that guy just get stabbed? Teachers in the back just fast asleep.
I'm more of a Warriors fan, but still a great piece of filmography. Anyway, Copa America and the Euros. So those are two different things.
2 completely different things.
So who won Copa America?
Argentina.
Oh, isn't that Messi?
Yeah.
Didn't they win the World Cup?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're a wagon.
Yeah, they're pretty hot right now then.
And then Spain won Euros, and
did they beat England?
Yeah.
Okay.
And England kind of caked their pants because they tied it up in like the 75th minute.
And haven't England fans just been like, they haven't won in a long time?
They haven't won since like 1966 when they won the World Cup. And every time they get really close,
it's like a Vikings fan.
The hashtag goes around like, it's coming home. It's not coming home.
I feel their pain.
In America, we don't like pretend like we're good at soccer. It's like, oh, missed the World Cup to a country that has 7 people in it. Not even enough for a full team. But so back to them fighting on the street.
Oh, yeah, the Gangs of New York thing.
Yep. So obviously they grab like chairs, and they're like just literally tossing chairs. And then all you see is this guy waddle out from the back with a huge big screen TV. And he tries to throw it, and it literally goes, the people are 20 feet away from him, and it maybe goes 2 feet and just breaks.
How heavy do you think it was?
I mean, do you remember how heavy that one TV we had in the studio was?
The one that I had?
Yeah, I would say about half that weight.
Okay.
Because he was holding it himself, but he like did like a body shift to like throw it, and it literally went 2 feet.
Well, we are a big heavy projectile throwing podcast, you could say.
I would say number 1 in the world. I don't think anyone talks about
throwing things
getting thrown at
them.
We
had that one food reviewer where I said I could throw him 25 yards. This is a small child. And then we had Smalls with the 35-pound dumbbell weight. So maybe if the guy had Smalls with him.
What if you threw that food reviewer, and like after you threw him, he ended up just being like normal? Like you fixed his bones.
I would say I would be some sort of, godsend discus thrower that can work miracles by throwing you 25 yards. That would still be impressive. Looking back on it, yeah, maybe 25 yards was a little bit too much. I backtracked to 20, which I don't think is much of a difference.
Let's put this in. So we had a NCAA All-American thrower on this podcast before.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And he said that he could throw a folding chair 25 yards, which is significantly less than...
That's because it's not very heavy. It gets caught in the wind, aerodynamics and stuff.
So you're saying that you could throw this food reviewer the same distance that an NCAA Division I All-American person could throw a folding chair?
I mean, yeah, if I had some good footing, some momentum, anything can happen.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
But then this guy has the big screen TV, and if he threw it 2 feet, that just kind of fell forward. If he throws it 2 feet, I feel like it just fell.
He just broke the TV.
Which is kind of cool, too.
Yeah, I mean,
it's good background.
Everything in these bars. And there's fights in all the stands, and maybe the craziest story of all is this would be 2 nights ago on Sunday night. The Copa America Finals happens at Hard Rock Stadium where the Dolphins play in Miami against Colombia and Argentina.
Wait, they had Copa America in Miami?
That's where the final was going to be.
Oh.
Like the U.S. was in it. They just lost immediately.
Oh. So the U.S. still pretty bad at soccer.
Yeah, Canada made it to the semifinals in the U.S.
Canada's pretty good on sports right now.
Get to Hard Rock Stadium and, there's a capacity for these type of things.
Yeah, there is.
And let's just say that not everyone had a ticket. And and it was mainly Columbia fans that started it. But they just started, some of them probably had a grappling hook. And they were climbing into the stadium.
So that's a situation where the grappling hook would come into play. However, it could be viewed as a weapon by event security.
Yep. And so, they were just the cops just gave up because they're there's too many of them. They're fucking insane.
Yeah.
And so they're climbing into the stadium and everything. The picture goes up of they stole a hot dog vendor's cart from outside the stadium.
Oh, really?
And they
have some class.
And they used it to push up against a vent, and a bunch of fans were crawling into the vent to get into the stadium. It was the plot of a Scooby-Doo.
Things get pretty creative near that southern border, I gotta say. Okay, you'll find if there's a will, there's a way. And if you could find it, which they did, the guy was looking up at it. He's like, I can't reach up there. We need a hot dog vendor. Now, I feel for the hot dog vendor here.
Yeah, I mean,
he's just doing his job, trying to get some glizzies in the fans' tummies, getting their tum-tum, a little rum-rum, as they say. And now his thing gets stolen. I don't like that. I like the crawling into the vent. I like the ransacking of the stadium within reason. I don't like the hot dog vendor being harassed. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, that's a tough break for him, but I want to know the logistics of getting out of the vent once you're inside the stadium.
There's got to be an end somewhere. It has to be.
Yeah, but you think
the vent's going somewhere.
The vents are always way up high though, so it's we can get out here, but it's a 20-foot drop.
Well, yeah, I think what they were planning was their body weight was just going to be too much for the vent, and they're just going to drop in some atrium somewhere and be like, oh, sweet, section 204. That's actually... I didn't buy tickets, but I was planning on sitting there.
I don't have tickets, but it's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, exactly.
It's how'd you get in? It's well, I fell through the vent. I'm that's 30 feet. How'd you... I was I landed on my brother. He's dead, but I got to see the game.
Yeah, and then they probably went and purchased hot dogs inside.
Oh, they had to close. They closed all the gates to get into the stadium. The game started I think 92 minutes late.
Oh, that's great. I'm sure the guys are nice and loose.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's I'm all warmed up to play. When are we gonna play? Never, because there's a full-on civil war happening outside.
So was law and order restored, or did they kind of just let it flow?
Not really, because they shut the gates and then did an estimate of head counting, and then they opened up a couple of the gates for people that actually had tickets, so they could control the people coming in. But then they hit capacity that they can't have any more than this in the stadium, and so people that had tickets didn't get into the game.
It's a tough look.
And if it's not, you'd think okay, it's over. A couple thousand people that had tickets didn't get into the game. Not too bad. Well, Columbia loses. And the people that don't have tickets proceed to start breaking things inside the stadium.
natural reaction.
So they broke the escalator. They broke an escalator. Like
I saw that.
Yeah,
that was at Miami.
Yeah, just destroy like how they have like it's.
I thought that was like Venezuela.
It's called the 72 Club, I think, or whenever they went undefeated, and it's like goes upstairs, and yeah, they broke that escalator.
Now we're breaking escalators.
Yeah, I mean it was
first it's the hot dog vendor. Now it's an escalator. I don't really like this a whole lot. I'm all for anarchy, but once again, I'm drawing a line.
I mean, there's tiers of fans that are crazy, and it goes like 8 to 12-year-old hockey dads.
Yeah.
Colombia, Argentina fans.
Oh, you might want to put hockey moms up there too. I think hockey moms might be arguably worse than dads.
Usually
the dad's like, you know what? I just had a couple bush lights in the parking lot. I'm pretty chill.
The amount of when I was working at a hockey rink, the amount of dads that would like dip into the office where I was at, and they would pull like not a small bottle of booze out of their coat, but like a good liter of like peppermint schnapps, and they would just fill up their cup and then like put it back, and they'd just be like, shh. It's like, dude, I'm pretty drunk right now.
Dude, why didn't you pour me one? What the hell?
I used to, on Sunday nights when I'd work with the old men, I would go across the street and play Madden at my friend's house. And then at the end of the night, they would sit in the locker room and I would just go drink beers with them.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Soccer fans are wild. I don't know what to tell you about them. But was it a good tournament? Did you enjoy it?
I didn't really watch any of it besides just the debacle of. I did watch a little of the Euros. That was more my speed, mainly because it happened like during the day, not at like 8 at night when I was trying to do other shit.
Hey man, I'm all for it, but seriously, let's just leave the hot dog vendors out of it next time because they're just trying to earn an honest living through meat and buns, and I respect that more than anything. Something in the news. You know, I don't really usually like to talk about too trendy of things, and we're not going to do exactly that, but you had to be living under a rock to not hear that Donald Trump was shot at. It was an assassination attempt, and that was the word I tried to spell earlier.
If you count...
All I wrote was assassinate. I forgot the second ass.
Ass in a Nate is what he spelled.
Yeah, tough for Nate. So we were going to talk about reasons people try to assassinate other people.
Dude, there's some quirky ones out there.
Like, what are you thinking?
I know the guy that I think shot the Pope, or one of them, are like a presidential candidate, like back in the day. It's like because a ghost told him to.
Oh, I was thinking of like, if there's any way we could make funny reasons people try to assassinate other people. Or maybe we could just make it reasons there's school shooters. I don't know, something like that. Something along those lines.
Wendy's got rid of the 4 for $5, so I tried to kill their CEO.
I lost my NCAA football championship in my season.
So I burned down my old grade school.
Yeah. I ordered a Miller Lite, and they gave me a Coors Light.
Dude, that's tough. They put a grilled cheese on the menu that has meat on it.
I went to my favorite lunch spot, and my normal parking spot was taken. So I took it out on the people at the mall.
So I crawled up onto a barn roof. I mean, there's so many good ones. Most of the ones that I'm thinking of now are like food related.
Are you hungry?
Not really. It's like I stubbed my toe, so I killed my entire family.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It was.
I didn't get a text back.
It was pizza day at school, and they ran out.
I got cheese instead of pepperoni, so I killed the cook. Dude, hot take, the pizza that we had in school that comes in like the square slice, I don't like it.
Okay, I agree with that 100%.
Everyone that...
nostalgia people, they love it.
Everyone that I've ever talked to, even people that went to the same school as me, was like, pizza day was the best. And I was like,
It was middle tier. You weren't like upset about it.
I would
and
rather
it was
have
edible.
I would
it was
rather
edible.
have any other frozen pizza.
Yeah, but it was edible. It wasn't terrible. You could eat it and have a full tum-tum full of rum-rums and then get on with your day.
The best part about Pizza Day was that there was salad with it, so you could get ranch for your pizza and applesauce.
Is that why you're nicknamed Matty Applesauce?
Yeah, because I liked applesauce in the 4th grade, so it kind of stuck.
I tried to assassinate Donald Trump because because I wanted red applesauce and they had green applesauce.
Dude, red applesauce is no good.
Is that
they make
the applesauce that you eat? Is that from green apples?
No, it's from like red apples.
What kind? How do they get the sauce into that kind of consistency?
They cut up the apple,
Okay.
and then they grind it up, and they add some sugar into it, and usually some water.
And the red apples, they're not green apples?
They're red apples.
Have you ever had green applesauce?
Yeah, it's really like tart, sweet. It's like too sweet almost.
Yeah.
You need like a mild applesauce that you can put a little
Like a Honey Crisp applesauce? Is that what we're talking?
Yeah, like put a little cinnamon on it.
Okay.
I was eating applesauce the other day in my basement.
Well, you are Matty Applesauce. So that makes sense.
And I forgot a spoon upstairs.
You don't need a spoon for
Yeah.
applesauce. I haven't used a spoon for applesauce since the 2nd grade.
And like, so you're drinking out of it, but then you get to the end and you want to get all the applesauce.
Oh,
so
your
it's just,
girlfriend will appreciate the tongue workouts, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
You don't go tongue?
Well, no, I do that until I can't get in there. And then I do
dude, you got to dig deep.
and then I rim it with my finger.
Do you do tongue stretches?
No.
Well, there's your problem.
I was thinking about cutting the thing under my tongue so I could do the Gene Simmons.
Were you just going to cut it yourself with like a scissors? Ugh. Yeah, I bet you would. You sick son of a... What's up next?
Well, this goes with assassinations. I was thinking about police standoffs recently.
You have police stand-up. So it's confirmed. Myself nor Matt can spell. I tried to talk about assassinate bunghole, and Matt thinks that law enforcement should do stand-up comedy.
It's not bad, but so standoffs.
Police standoffs. Okay. Where are we at with those?
Oh, I just had this funny thing because there was one that happened pretty close to me, about a mile away. And I was just thinking that, like, what if a guy was just like taking a shower and like didn't know
And
that
wasn't responding?
Yeah, wasn't responding. And so he like, comes out of the shower, like towel on his head. The cops are just like in his house with like a bomb robot. And he's just like, whoa. Or he was just taking a really long shit.
With the fan on so he can't hear anything?
Can't hear anything. It's one of those old houses where the fan is like so loud, which sometimes is a good time when you make some love noises in the bathroom.
I actually have a fan, and I am grateful for it. So, the police standoffs. Yeah, what are you negotiating? Do you think that somebody like yourself or myself could be the negotiator?
I couldn't, for sure.
You don't think you could?
Most of the time what you're negotiating for them is to not shoot themselves, or
No, we're going to bring light to the situation.
I would be like Will Ferrell's character in The Other Guys when he's like, everyone down here is saying you won't jump, but I think you will. Oh, look, he's flying. Just derails an ice cream cart.
Yeah, I think I could probably negotiate. No problem. I mean, I think it would be a change of pace from the classic detective guy who's classically trained, and at the end of the day, the dude inside, say he actually is, holding somebody hostage or threatening himself and not taking a huge shit or shower, and it's not a miscommunication.
Turns out he wasn't home the whole time.
Yeah. But if, say it's a real situation. One time it happened down the street from where I was living at the time, and that was entertaining for a little bit.
Oh, that's the thing. It's like, there's a standoff. The guy has a gun. Don't go outside. What do people do?
Oh.
Everyone goes outside.
Yeah, I was watching from the window. but in certain parts of the country, you do not want to stand at your window. So yeah, I think I could negotiate no problem. I think they would be like, because every time they're on the phone with them, they're like, hey, it's, Detective, Percola or whatever his name is.
Were you gonna say Percocet?
Well, I mix Percocet and Coca-Cola.
Or Pergola?
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, Jack.
This is Detective Andouille Sausage.
2 words.
No, but yeah.
First word.
Instead, it'd be like, hey, man, Jordan with no brains, no headache. Do you listen, by the way? Hey, hop on your phone really quick.
Leave us a rating and a review. And then you can go ahead and blow your brains out.
I think if they just hear that alone, and then they'll be like, who are you? And I'll just explain to them. Like, dude, I'm Jordan. What's going on, dude? Like, how are you? I was just down the street having a burrito. Do you want to go get a burrito? And then I distract him. And he's like, yeah, I do want to go get a burrito. I was like, okay, well, put the gun down. You come out with me. We're going to go get a burrito. Okay, these guys here are not going to gang tackle. I repeat, the cops are not going to gang tackle you. I'm just winking the whole time. Gang tackle him.
Look, I would let you bring the gun out with, but Qdoba has a pretty strict no semi-automatic.
I talked to Qdoba. They said they'll give us quadruple points for our loyalty program, our rewards, if you leave the gun at home. Okay? Also, if you have any cash stash, just let me know where that is.
Before the cops come in, if you want to put the gun down, let me know where your medicine cabinet is.
And before the cops gang tackle. I mean, when you walk out under your own power, you hop in my car. We're gonna go. Do you like to smoke?
I'm gonna pull my car around back.
Do you like Baja Blast, Zero Sugar Mountain Dew?
I'm gonna pull my car around back.
I got one.
And if you have any flat screens, you're gonna load them up in my car. Yeah. Turns out you just robbed the guy.
By the way, you got any Zins on you? I'm a little low. I can negotiate easy. Please stand up. Didn't we have a cop do? No, that was a priest.
Yeah, he was
way different.
Dude, he was probably the best comedian.
Poor guy. We had a priest do open mic night with us one time, stand-up comedy, and he got ridiculed by 100% of the other comedians.
I actually didn't ridicule him.
Okay, 99% of the other comedians, which is pretty good. Okay, I got some interactive stuff here, unless you still got more about police stand-up or standoffs. We got to find this really quick. I saved it. Okay, so this is about Bronny James, and he got drafted.
55th overall and signed a $2 million a year contract.
Okay, I should have saved these comments, but I read the comments and I thought they were so funny. Bro scored 2 buckets and already hurt. So he's soft like his pops. Got it. Time for bro to get his CDL. What are draft picks 1 through 54 up to right now? Any updates? And so it begins. Man, did anybody else get drafted? Hold on.
I legitimately couldn't tell you like anyone that got drafted that isn't Bronny James or Kyle Filipowski.
Somebody said, who? Let the kid breathe. This doesn't need to be breaking news. He can have my left knee. That's a nice one.
Oh, that guy's like, I'm a diehard Lakers fan, and Bronny could really help us serve hot dogs at the game.
It's hard to come back from cardiac arrest.
Turns out he was just out of shape.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, that kind of goes with the next one that I wanted to talk about was...
just go for it. I hate this kid.
CC Unsilenced on Instagram.
Yeah.
Tom Segura talked about him, but honestly, so she's like a mobile barista who looks like Harry Potter and Peter Griffin. And the comments are so funny.
Yeah, she gets hate from all over the world.
Someone's like,
which actually in itself, like from a social media growth standpoint, all that engagement is so good for her page because it pops up in everybody else's.
She started like a coffee company from it. It's called like Hate From, and then like she like writes where you're at and ships you coffee. And
that's a flex.
Yeah, and I mean she's making good money, but I mean she still lives at home, which is kind of weird. But she lives in Toronto, so I know it's kind of expensive.
Like,
but
in the movie Master of Disguise where he has like the turtle outfit.
Turtle.
That's kind of what we're talking about.
We used to play this game called Operation Minty Hippo, like in Master of Disguise.
Me and you played this game?
No, me and like my cousins.
What's that all about?
We basically build a wall of pillows, put a dog behind it, and then tell Scruffy to come get a treat and see if he can crawl his way through the pillows. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up.
I'm shocked.
But a couple of the great ones, I mean, like someone called her Hungry Potter. Heavy Potter. Some guy said hate from getting chemotherapy right now.
Oh my God. Brutal stuff out there. Yeah, Bronny James, bit overrated. Had to check out the comments. I thought there was really funny ones, but there was clearly way more since I saw it. I'm really prepared.
Yep.
In case
I mean, I just wrote down, have you ever heard of Airsoft Fatty?
Is that the name of somebody?
Yeah, look him up.
Is he the guy who just snipes people?
No, he's fat as shit. Oh. And he
let me guess.
He was famous.
Plays Airsoft.
I probably at one point in his life, but he was the one that
Mortar.
He was the one that he was having a lightsaber fight, and he trips over the cooler, and then falls, and he's like, "I shit my pants."
Yeah.
So that's Airsoft Fatty, and apparently he's like a pretty big deal online still. And 4th of July, the lemonade chugging.
Is this like the opening scene in Heavyweights where he has to walk home because he misses the bus, and then he sees a lemonade stand and he just gives him like $20 and grabs the pitcher of lemonade?
So they get like 2 gallons of lemonade. I'm not going to make it through this. And he's next to Badlands, who's like the Joey Chestnut of chugging drinks.
Okay.
Right in the middle of it. And so they get their 2 gallons of lemonade and they say, go. And he starts out pretty good. Badlands is just Haagen-Dazs this thing.
And how's Airsoft Fatty doing?
I think he probably drank about a half gallon.
Okay.
Before he started putting the half gallon back in. And so in front of millions of people, he's puking and trying to drink.
Gross.
It is. And
he only gets like a half gallon down, you said?
Not even that.
Is that a lot? I mean, yeah. But...
And he looks just like an absolute... He's just shaped like a triangle.
Wow. That skin is working overtime.
Yeah, and he had a yellow mohawk during it too.
So did Badlands end up winning?
Oh, by a land. Like he drank all.
And then there other people up there too who have like no business being up there, but they are.
I think so.
They probably like paid like the $300 fee just to stand up there and get their doors blown off by a professional lemonade chugger, which I didn't know was a thing, but right on. America, right?
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh, open up the TikToks. I saw on Instagram the other day, somebody was getting knighted with their lightsaber. Is it saber or saber?
Saber.
Okay, the Star Wars ones are sabers.
Badlands already has the belt on, and he's still throwing up.
Yikes. Oh, yeah, somebody got knighted with a group of people and their lightsabers, and they, like, did, like, the whole, like, gate of... They held him up, and the dude walked under, went on his knees, and they got knighted.
If I ever do that, you have permission to chop my head off.
No, we should go sometime.
Is it in town?
No.
Are we gonna take flights? So we're gonna go into debt to do this?
Yeah. Pretty much. Do you think if we started like a fund?
It's like a gay underground beat up club.
There's nothing gay about getting knighted with a lightsaber unless knight means plug.
There's also nothing straight about getting knighted.
We're gonna ride the middle, somewhere in the middle.
It's pretty pansexual, I would say.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't have anything more. Do you?
No, and we are back.
Yeah, we got some exciting news, Matt. Tell them what we're gonna do.
The Olympics is back this week.
Yeah, it is.
It's our ranking game we play where we essentially draft our Olympic podiums, gold, silver, bronze, and then we even get a lost in the medal round. And
we'll do honorable mentions.
Yeah, we'll do some honorable mentions, and we're also going to incorporate something new at the end of it that I'm calling Russia, and something so bad that it's banned from this Olympics. So we pick a category. This week, it's fictional baseball characters. And we go ahead and we draft our Olympic podiums. And we haven't done this, I think, in 6 months or so. And I, for one, pretty excited about it.
Well, this was your idea, and I feel like I have gone first like the last handful of times. So I'm just going to do the honorable thing, Matt. I'm going to let you screw up your podium first, and then I'm going to clean up after that.
Okay. I do have some just outrageous picks, but for
the record, though, this is fictional baseball characters, correct? So when I was doing my research earlier, you texted me that there's a ton of options, and there certainly is. But there was some that I was thinking of that are like, especially baseball movies. I got them pulled up here. Which ones are fictional? Moneyball's my favorite movie. Everybody in that movie is a real person.
Yeah, and even I think there's a lot of like big time baseball movies that I just haven't seen. I watched actually, have you ever seen Benchwarmers 2?
No, I don't want to.
It has the guy from American Pie in it. I watched like 5 minutes. He works at a company that they make him play for their softball team, and he flashes back to when he played minor league baseball and he got hit in the nuts and it ruined his career.
Well, that's brutal.
They
sold the rights to that.
Yep. I'm gonna go with my gold medal, and I'm gonna go with Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
Okay, you're
going from Sandlot.
You're going out with him early, huh?
I think he's far and away. He's my 1-1 pick. I didn't have anyone else that I really wanted first overall.
So here's what I was thinking, because he was definitely on my radar. But I was thinking, when we do the Olympics, it's like, do you want to go with the crowd picks, meaning, what everybody likes? Or are you trying to make a good baseball team? Because I thought about Benny the Jet Rodriguez, and don't get me wrong, in the Sandlot, amongst 10-year-olds, fantastic baseball player.
He made it to the MLB.
Okay, but if you notice in the movie, his buddy Smalls, before he gets arrested in South Carolina throwing weights at his neighbors, he is the announcer for the LA Dodgers. And if you notice, Benny the Jet Rodriguez pinch runs. He's not even an everyday starter in the MLB.
Maybe he needed a day off.
Okay. I mean, I'm not knocking you. Great pick, of course.
But that's my best pick I have, because the rest of them are going to be diabolical.
Well, when I was doing this, I feel like it came down to like a couple of movies where I was like, okay, my whole podium.
I tried to do only one from each movie.
Well, this next pick might absolutely blow your tits off, because it's not even from a movie.
What is it?
My gold pick is Pablo Sanchez. Oh! From the Backyard Sports series.
That is the Benny the Jet of video game.
So you said fictional.
Yeah.
You never really said movies, whatever. I mean, unless there's folklore out there about baseball gods, then maybe you could consider those. But yeah, movies. I don't know if there's a song about baseball or some dude named Johnny who doesn't exist. I don't know how that would add up. But I thought of it in the shower earlier. This is a shower pick, by the way.
While you're jerking off?
I wasn't cranking it out. Okay. No, not at the moment. Not when I thought of this. But I'm going with Pablo Sanchez. He's the best all-around player, really in any sport, but in backyard baseball, he is your 1-1.
Yep.
He's a 5-tool player, and he's so lovable, and he's like 2 feet tall, maybe.
Yeah,
Not
that's a phenomenal pick. I'm gonna go with my silver,
Go right ahead.
and I'm gonna go with. You're gonna hate this pick so much. I'm gonna go with Air Bud.
Oh, wow.
7th inning fetch, arguably the worst of the Air Bud movies, which I went down a gigantic rabbit hole this weekend. I'll be talking on Air Bud next week, by the way.
So for fictional baseball characters, so far we have a child, a video game character, and a dog.
Okay. No, I'll save it for next week, but I'm so excited to talk about Air Bud. I realized today that I love Air Bud, and I was going to take him first overall, but I think I'm going to get enough hate online for taking him second that I'll just leave it at that.
Fair enough. I mean, my only beef with the pick is, to me, Air Bud, the OG, is basketball. I mean, they did really hit like all, because what did they do? Football, basketball, obviously baseball.
He's a 5-sport athlete.
Did they do soccer?
Yep. World Pup.
And then what's the 5th sport?
Volleyball.
Ah, there you go. I was more of I like that monkey MVP.
Oh, the skateboarding one?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of the movies that involve
Animals.
playing some type of sport.
All right. Matt's got his silver pick locked in. So I went Pablo Sanchez first, but now I'm a big power guy. Okay. I want, people like good defense, people like good pitching. That's really impressive and exciting and everything. But what does the crowd cheer for the most at baseball games? It's dingers, okay? It's home runs. And if you looked at my fantasy baseball team, you can clearly see that I like home runs and not really anything else. We're going to bat under the Mendoza line, batting sub 200, but we're going to lead the league in home runs. So that's why my silver pick for Olympics of fictional baseball characters is Pedro Serrano.
Good pick.
So not only is he a power hitter, and yes, he does have his slumps from time to time. Pedro Serrano is a timeless baseball player, Matt, if you think about it. Imagine Pedro Serrano in modern day before he went on to do all the Allstate commercials, okay?
It's David Ortiz.
The media would eat Pedro Serrano's personality up, okay? He played for the Cleveland Indians. First of all, that's controversial now. It's timeless.
Tried
People
to
love that.
sacrifice a live chicken.
Yeah, he's sacrificing chickens. He's lighting off smoke bombs. He's praying to all sorts of gods. He's bringing reptiles. He's bringing snakes in the clubhouse. I'm sorry. I mean, if I was his teammate, we're going to have a discussion about the snakes, first of all, because I don't like them very much. But I support his decisions, and the media, social media, TikTok, every sponsorship would be all over Pedro Serrano because he's a good player. He hits for power. He's a good-looking cat. And the things he does off the field, I mean, it's a perfect storm for entertainment.
I think he's your everyday left fielder, too.
Oh, yeah, he'll play the field. I mean, he's not going to do anything fancy. He's not going to make Ken Griffey Jr. catches out there. He might not have the strongest arm, but if that's what. But DH is all over the league now, so he could DH. He could be a Shohei easily. So my silver is Pedro Serrano.
Okay, you went with a offensive powerhouse. I'm going to go with the guy who's the best looking person on either one of our lists outside of Air Bud, and who made the best defensive play. And I'm going to go with Ben Williams from Angels in the Outfield. If you don't know who Ben Williams is, that's that's Matthew McConaughey's character in Angels in the Outfield, who famously made a catch by diving 25 feet.
Is this it? Yeah, Angels in the Outfield, the 1994 Disney film.
It's got some horrible reviews, but I absolutely love the movie. And the cast is just loaded.
Where's the thing? Where's the cast?
They have the really fat guy in it. His name is awesome, too.
And he's got Joseph Gordon-Levitt in it.
Yep.
As a child actor. Wow, if you ever think about that, he didn't go down the deep end. He's still making some bangers.
Dude, it is honestly...
I don't like IMDb. Did you just see what just happened? I didn't see a thing about the movie. That was just ads.
I just type in Angels in the Outfield, cast, and then it shows up on Google, and it's way easier.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to stick with it. Okay, here's the guess. Danny Glover.
Danny Glover's in there.
Tony Danza.
J.O. Sanders. Matthew McConaughey.
Wow, he's down there.
Yeah, he like doesn't play there's a really fat guy in it. Go remove it. Trisket Mesmer.
That's his first real name?
No, that's his name in the show. His name's Trisket, and he's fat as shit, and he's their catcher, and he's just a terrible ball player.
So Ben Williams, is he just the stud on the team?
No, he's actually not very good, but best defensive play out of any fictional movie. There's no argument. He gets drugged by angels, 25 feet, and makes a catch.
Interesting.
I think, and it's Matthew McConaughey. Like, I don't know how I don't win on that pick. I mean, I'm going to get just torched online, but
yeah, no.
It's been a pretty tough week for me online, actually.
See, I was, like, right away when I started thinking about, who I wanted on my podium, I said, I want a good team. Maybe we should just draft an entire team.
Have you tried to get them all by Air Bud? Not happening.
That's true. And it's got a wicked spitball, too. So, got to watch out for that. But, when I was thinking about doing this, I thought I was going to mess it up. But you have clearly taken the reins on that for this one. So.
Dude, I'm winning. I'm making a graphic again. I'm bringing that back. And
yeah, follow us on social media so you can vote on who you think has a better one. At NBNH Podcast, or just search No Brains, No Headache. Either or, you'll find us. So, bronze. My pick. I got to go with somebody on the bump here. I need a good pitcher. You don't want to have... You don't want to build too much on your offense or really defense as well, but you need some good pitching. So I'm going to go with a young star by the name of Nuke LaLoosh. His name's just Nuke in the movie, but that's his full name. From Bull Durham.
Oh, yeah. Andy Dufresne.
Yeah, Andy Dufresne, before he gets tossed in jail, he actually played a few 2 years of ball for the Durham Bulls. But yeah, it's played by, now I can't think of his name.
Andy Dufresne.
Tim Robbins? Is that it? Yeah, it is.
I thought Tim Robbins was an ice cream.
I think you're wrong there.
Yeah, it is Tim Robbins. I'm thinking of Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, it was a successful movie. Yeah, played by Tim Robbins. So basically, you have a young talent, so you can build around this guy. He's going to be on my podium / my team for a really long time. And he's got the mentorship of Crash Davis, so that's really good. Played by Kevin Costner in Bull Durham. And he's also got the extracurriculars going with the team groupie. So he's got a little bit of swagger, okay? He gets it. He's got a little bit of...
He is in AAA.
Yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying, Matt. We're grooming him. He's on his way. Very highly touted prospect. He's going to be the ace for the Jahungas, which is my team name, the Jahungas.
I thought you were going to come back with like Air Bud played on a junior high co-ed baseball team, which he did.
See, I could go with other pitchers from other movies to kind of like have this well-rounded. And I don't want to say any names, so I don't want to ruin anything. But I feel like those pitchers are past their prime. And I don't want, if I'm going to build the program, if I'm going to build the dynasty right now, I kind of want some young pitching.
That's actually leads me into my Lost in the Metal round. This guy's not going to be around any longer because he's dead. I'm going to go with G Baby from the movie Hardball.
Once again, I was going with like an actual baseball. I thought we were making an
I don't know if you know this, but G Baby is batting 1,000.
That is true.
And then he was unfortunately shot in a drive-by shooting. So
you guys have something to play for.
Yeah. We got Angels on our team. We got a legacy to fulfill in G Baby dying. Benny the Jet can pitch, run. He's a 5-tool player. And then you have Air Bud, who's out there gobbling up everything. I just don't know how I lose.
You don't.
Besides the dead kid, a dog, another kid who's alive, and Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. Dude, Hardball is great. I mean, I did think of that one because just a fantastic film all around. I should watch that.
Oh, it's a good movie. I cry every time.
Well, I was watching that Receiver show on Netflix, like I told you, and it's really good, but it was also kind of making me a little sad because it was like making me think about like, you know, the end of summer and stuff.
Oh.
And I'm just really enjoying it. Matt, you're going on vacation for a week, man. You got to enjoy the summer. Can't be thinking about fall too much. Maybe while you're on vacation, we can decide on our next Olympics, and you can give it some time.
I gave this one a lot of time, actually. You don't just pull Air Bud out of thin air.
Yeah, you did text me this a few days ago. All right, Matt's lost in the mid-round pick is G Baby, who plays for the Cucumbas in South part of Chicago, coached by Keanu Reeves, a huge gambling addict. This is before he became John Wick.
He actually had to become John Wick because of said gambling addict.
God, who should I go with here? I got the whole board at my disposal. So I thought, like, I was anticipating you to take some. The only one you took from me was Benny the Jet Rodriguez.
I would say arguably you took, there's 3 or 4 from the major league that I would have taken over Serrano.
Well, that leads me to my next pick, Rick Wild Thing Vaughn.
That was the first one I wrote down before actually diving into it. That's a great pick.
And I wanted him higher, but like I said, I didn't know if I was going to get him, but I did. So
you could have anyone you want.
Played by Charlie Sheen in Major League 1 and 2. Spoiler alert, in 2, he turns into a really big sellout. And that's why I didn't want to pick him higher, because he did get moved to the bullpen, Matt. So if you look at my team, it's looking pretty good. I have Pablo Sanchez, who can play pretty much any position. Pedro Serrano, outfielder, power hitter. Young pitcher to build around. And now I have my bullpen piece. So if we're looking at a statistical standpoint, I think I win.
Well, it's because I only got 3 guys because G-Baby's dead.
That's true. That is really true. It's hard to field the whole field of guys when one of them's dead.
And Air Bud did die too. He had one of his legs amputated, and then he died 6 months later.
Okay, that's just sad. Thanks for telling me that. But yeah, I got to go with Rick Wild Thing Vaughn. Not only does he pitch well, but he unifies the whole stadium. I've never seen a stadium of people sing Wild Thing, You Make My Heart Sing in unison like that.
If you want to get jazzed up, search on YouTube, Major League 2, Rick Vaughn comes out.
He's not afraid to make adjustments for his teammates. He'll admit when he was wrong. In the first movie, he was in jail, and he admitted it. Said, I'm a bad person.
And he can't see, and he admitted that too.
Then in the second one, he dumped his really hot girlfriend because she was just trying to endorse him the whole time, pretty much. And then he got glasses.
Endorse him with her vagina.
Oh my God, Matt. Grow up, dude. Are you freaking serious right now?
You freaking kidding me?
So those are our podiums. Let's go through some honorable mentions because there's a lot of really good talent out there, and there's a lot of reasons why you want them on your team. Tell me about it.
Eddie Harris.
Which one's that again?
Vagisil.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to say Jack Parkman. So he is the
better version of Pedro Serrano.
Yeah, but he's not a locker room guy, but
No.
he does hit the ball. He hits at least 30 home runs a year, and he's a good catcher, I would say. But not a locker room guy. They don't like him too much. So Jack Parkman, he's honorably mentioned, but that's it.
Tanaka.
Okay, I feel like we're just going through.
Yeah.
Who do you think? Okay, let me ask you this. In the Sandlot, we have Benny the Jet Rodriguez, clear number 1. Who's the number 2 on the team? It's got to be Hamilton Porter.
Baseball-wise, but Squints did pull Wendy Peppercorn.
No, man, I'm talking about baseball, dude. Could you get your head out of the gutter? Do you need to go hit the barbecue sauce really quick, if you know what I mean?
I would say the pitcher. I don't remember his name, though.
The tall guy?
Black dude.
The one who just kind of disappeared because he got really into the 60s, aka started doing a bunch of drugs. Let me pull it up here. It's gonna bother me, but we're gonna get it.
When I see his name, Yaya's a good player.
Grover Weeks? No, that's the Oh, the pitcher?
Yeah.
Oh, that's he's got the heater, and he had his kids named the heater. Where is it?
I thought he'd be higher up.
Third baseman.
Oh, easygoing pitcher. Kenny the Heater de Nunez.
Where does it say that?
Brandon Quinton Adams.
Oh yeah, Kenny de Nunez. Yep.
Yeah, he.
Okay, yeah, he's probably number 2. I'll put Hamilton.
Give me James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, I have Benny the Jet and a dog on my team.
Let's see here.
There was some other, like, Rookie of the Year. The only person I honestly, I don't like the movie that much, other than it being the Cubs. But Gary Busey's character, Rocket.
Chet Steadman. See,
Yeah.
he's at the end of his career.
Yep.
His shoulder's done. He's going to be, bench coach the next season. But I was thinking about the guy from the Mets who just hits dingers the whole time.
He was actually on my Russia banned list, is Hato.
Okay, so that's like our DQ.
Yeah, he no way is not on any sort of beaver tranquilizer. And that whole scene is so funny because he like gets up there, kicks dirt on the plate, and then grips his bat so hard that sawdust comes out of it.
Which is like, why does he have sandpaper on the inside? I was thinking about honorable mention Bernie Mac from Mr. 3000, but he's also not a locker room guy.
Yeah.
He plays Stan Ross, who's looking for his 3000th hit.
The guy in Mr. 3000 named Rex would have been a good pick if
Ooh,
this got
I was
really
thinking
deep.
about Freddie Prinze from Summer Catch.
That would have been decent.
He should be honorable mention. Rob Schneider's character from Benchwarmers.
See, I was going to take Richie.
Is that David Spade?
Actually, no. What would have been a really good deep pick would have been Nick Swartzen's character.
Oh, Beer League. Was under there, but that's still pitch softball.
Yeah.
Artie Lang, I guess, we'll put him at
How about you?
honorable
I typed in fictional baseball movies, and like 42, the Jackie Robinson story was like the 3rd movie. It's like, I feel like that's pretty real.
All right, well, there you have it. Go through your podium real quick one more time.
I have Benny the Jet Rodriguez, Airbud, Ben Williams, and G-Baby.
I got Pablo Sanchez, Pedro Serrano, Nuke from Bull Durham, and Rick Wild Thing Vaughn. So, follow us on social media so you can vote on that and tell us what you think. And I think that's our episode this week.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, we got a killer lineup of shows every Wednesday at Bismarck Mandan. Come check out local stand-up comedy. If it's not at Gideon's Brewing Company, we'll be at Jimmy V, so we appreciate your support there. Not quite ready to tell you guys about our fall schedule, but I will say Thursday, October 17th, Laughing Sun, that one is confirmed. So put it in your calendar. Come support us. Come see us out in person. Podcast is a great way to keep in touch and listen to our weekly banter, but we want you to come see us. We'll have some merchandise this time around. So you can support it. How else can they, Matt? What did I miss?
I mean, we already touched on following us on social media. That's still growing like a banshee. And then if you want to leave us a rating and a review, I think we're 2 away from 200 subscribers on Spotify alone. So
Whoa.
we can get there. That would be cool. And then Apple Podcasts. Yeah, just leave us a rating and a review and tell us that Matt's the best part of the show and Jordan sucks. Man, it's pretty easy.
Right on, brother. Next up, episode 209.
This is a freestyle off the top of the dome. Here we go. And I do it again, 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 again. I do it only once. Again, 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 again. I do it